Welcome to Rodus Live. I'm your host, Rodus. I am here with my very special guest, Goddess to a Demon. Please introduce yourself to the listeners of Rodus Live.
Hello, everybody. Short name is Goddess. I am the host of Unhinged While Anchored uh, podcast, and I'm excited to be here.
That's what's poppin'. So tell the listeners a little bit about yourself first, and then a little bit about your podcast.
Um, I am a woman who is coming out of a healing season. Um, and so I have really worked really hard to figure out who I am and how that fits into the world and what I feel is my purpose. And my podcast, once I come back from my little hiatus, is going to kind of be along those lines. It's going to be a safe space where people can express themselves, talk about their dark thoughts without judgment. We need to be able to understand that we're human, and sometimes we do have thoughts where we kind of want to unalive ourselves, and we need to know that it's okay to have those thoughts. We just need to be able to communicate that to people and not have them abandon or avoid us. So that's what
Hey,
I plan to do.
okay. So I appreciate you taking a break. So how long has your hiatus been while you cultivate the podcast?
Well, I took a break. I just met with Eric, with Random Thoughts with Eric G. Him and I just did a show that he had last week. But I haven't really recorded since my birthday last June 16th. So
You're a Gemini.
I am.
Okay.
I just life kind of lifed. It's been life since my birthday, and I've had to focus a little more on home than podcast.
You got to take care of home first. So give the people a brief synopsis about your podcast.
Um, excuse me. I I would really caution myself not to define it too much outside of a safe space. Because it's gonna change depending upon if it's just me or if I have a guest in my seat, or I wouldn't want to hold it to any kind of one thing. It's just a safe space, whatever that it needs to be on the day that it is.
Trust the universe. I'm all with that. Am I wrong by saying that, or am I? Oh, I'm right there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Everything has intention, and I want to ensure that people recognize that I'm not here for numbers. I'm not here for the super engagement. I want to reach one person. Any video I put out, I just need one person. And I may not see the like, but it'll hit on the right day. So,
One video and one air at a time. That's usually how it is.
right.
So I like the way that your mind works. You are a thinker. You think for yourself. You have your own views based off of your life experiences and experiences in general. Where did you get this unique trait?
I never really was included. So I always was a people watcher. And so I started to recognize behaviors, and I started to see patterns in people, and I started to see that a lot of it is a facade. People are never taught how to effectively communicate, and so we talk at each other. I didn't like that. So I had to go into a season uh, of self-reflection, really, and recognized that I was the problem. And so I had to change me in order to change the conversation. But I couldn't get there without my squish. So, and that's the relationship that I just previously got out of. I needed him to trigger me to be better. Not because I needed it to be with him, but because I needed it to be better for me.
Right. So in short, like you can't love nobody else until you love yourself and you heal, right? Completely.
Not true. Not true completely, because there's some healing that you do need a partner with. You know, there's intimacy, there's tenderness, there's vulnerability. That's a lot of healing that you need somebody for. You can do it yourself, but you know, it's a balance. You really have to individualize it to the person. I don't want to generalize it, but for me, it's a balance between self healing and relationship healing.
Right. I agree. Self healing is important so that you can get to know yourself so you can be better for someone else. Be better for yourself ultimately to be the best you that you can be so you can be the best for your partner or mate. You know what I mean? Do you agree with that?
Um, I I do. I do agree that you have to really do a lot of self-reflection in order to be the best version of yourself for someone else. However, you also have to be the best version of yourself for yourself. You know, and sometimes those personalities, those reflections are going to be different, and you have to be strong enough to recognize that even though you're presenting two possible personality types, you're still the same person. You just have to ensure that you put it in front of the right audience. And the reason I say that is a lot of the men that have approached me since I've been single talk to me like I'm a hoe.
Wow.
And it's not, they don't mean to. They don't mean to. But that is the societal exception. You know, it's okay to say, "Hey, I've got some place you can sit." That's disrespectful to me, but that's acceptable by society standards. So you need to really recognize the audience before you approach them, because street flirting is not going to reach me the same way as if you say, "Hey, beautiful, just don't call me queen."
Right. So what's the corniest pickup line somebody ever used trying to talk to you or get your attention? You let me know and I'll tell you the pickup line that I used to use. And it worked like 99% of the time.
I, you know what? I have really been out of the dating game for so long. Um, I don't really get a lot of pickup lines. It's just sliding into my DMs.
Never. So
It's
I'm
yeah.
gonna give you a pickup line since you're making me go here. Hey
Okay.
sweetheart, hey sweetheart, you dropped something. Hey, pick up my phone number and call me later.
See, I would have
You would laugh.
that
You
I
would
would
laugh.
I would have laughed at you, not
But you
because
would
I
have
thought that was funny. And
but
then
you
I would
would
have
have
walked
laughed
away.
though. You would have laughed
Yeah,
though, right?
I could have laughed
Okay.
at you and walked away.
Right,
That
long
that that would not have attracted my attention, because I don't like simple. I don't
right.
like
Some
surface level attempts.
okay. So look, I got another line. I used to use this line when I was in high school. I say, "Hey, how you doing? Walk with me." And
That's
that
firm.
worked. That worked.
That 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 would probably in high school, not sure if your age bracket, but that would have worked a lot better back then because a lot of women, we do like that dominating type of personality. Now today, I want to know, are you about to traffic me? Where are we going? Can I
Right,
you
right,
GPS my friend? You know,
right.
I I'm probably
Hey,
not
back,
gonna walk with you.
background check them right now.
Right, right. So we can virtually walk. Absolutely. Let's virtually walk. But
Hmm.
I get that though. It's conversation doesn't happen though. Not anymore.
Right. I think that I think social media has, even though it's a good tool, shout out to Dolomite because he always emphasizes that social
I
media is
love
a
my
good
gentle
tool.
gangsta.
And
I
I'm
call
in
him my
I'm
gentle
in
gangsta.
I'm in an agreement with the brother Dolomite. So shout out to you, Dolomite.
Shout out to Dolly.
It's a good tool, but uh, it it has its it has its good points and bad points, like everything, pros and cons. But I would, I'm married, but I would rather meet somebody in person. I would rather interact with somebody without the the phone being an obstacle, without the computer being an obstacle, without FaceTime. And FaceTime, it could save gas. You still can communicate, but it's nothing like personal interaction, and not for touching, not for trying to get intimate or nothing. You could get a better vibe of somebody energy by the way they move, how they
Hmm.
interact with you. Like I'm gonna ask you this. What is your example of a good date? And then I'll give you my example.
So I actually thought about this earlier and I almost made a post about it because I'm not your typical girl. You know what I
I know
want?
I know I
I
know
want
you're
you
not.
to I want the guy to bring over a bag of chicken wings, frozen chicken wings, and I'm gonna bring a bag of chicken wings. And we're gonna make different flavored chicken wings in the air fryer and we're gonna sit and have a conversation. You know, that's a $10 date and it's a huge memory. I I don't want you to spend money on me. I don't like that. If you if you feel compelled, bring me something from the store that you got the wings from. Bring some chips. I like chips and salsa. You know, keep it very simple
Chip
because
and dip.
if you come to me with like all these bubbles and this big $100 date, I'm not interested at all.
Right, right, I feel you. I think that the best investment is time, and a key component um in courting or dating is listening, active listening. You know what I mean? So I think an ideal date would be like fishing or a picnic. I like to fish, but fishing or a picnic because one, you don't have no social media. You can have your phone by you. I don't care if you look in your phone like me. Like, hey, you had a whole life before I met you. Nothing in that
Right.
phone is my business. I don't have no right to regulate that phone. You paying a bills. You might work off your phone, and that is none of my business. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Respectfully, it takes a really mature soul to recognize that because we are in a world now that everybody lies. And so everybody's suspicious. You know, we are conditioned to believe that everything is for the negative. And I had to work really hard to be like, I see what my eyes see, but what do I believe? And if my heart believes that it's not true, I don't care what my eyes see. And that's hard.
Right. And then too, like if you have a problem, just ask. If you're not sure about something, ask. But one
We
thing
don't,
about
n- nobody does that. They all assume.
right, assuming will make an ass out of you and me, as they say. But like social media, okay, everything that's going on, it does not affect my reality. If you date somebody, you have to, you have to look at the players involved. You understand? So like if we were dating, right? No, nothing
Hmm.
that nobody say on the internet could tell me about our relationship because nobody knows the dynamic of our relationship. They don't know our they
Absolutely.
don't know our interactions. They don't know what's fun to us. They don't know that you might want to cook grits for dinner and that's totally fine. Hey babe, you want some grits? Yeah, I want some grits, you know?
But that's the same like with the Kiki Wyatt thing. I was infuriated with the conversations because he spoke
Kiki
out.
Wyatt or
She's
Kiki Palmer?
Palmer, I'm sorry, Kiki Palmer.
Okay, no
He
problem.
spoke out, she spoke out, but ultimately we don't know what goes on in their bedroom. So all we're doing is creating extra energy for no reason. And I just had no interest in it. And I'm not interested in anything the celebrities have going on. So I don't fit into a lot of these conversations because I don't know and I don't care.
Exactly. You care about what's going on with you. And I understand that. Like, I look at it and I'll be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I might need this energy to fight for my life and don't have it. I'll be mad than a motherfucker if
Right.
if I wasted my energy on something that, didn't matter, you know?
And what they eat does not move my digestive tract. So,
Exactly. Exactly. Let me bow move somewhere else.
absolutely.
But I do have to admit that like a lot of the conversations have been interesting and a lot of the views have been interesting. And I wouldn't have went
But
on Twitter if it was me. I
you
wouldn't.
know what though? I want to remove myself from it because I recognize that we still operate on a lot of barbaric principles. Mm, I understand that there's a whole dynamic in a relationship. However, the conversations that were going on made her property. And
Exactly.
that made me mad. It made her property to her child. It made her property to a spouse who's not her man. He's the
Right.
semen donor to her child.
He a sperm donor.
And that's not to disrespect him, but in the
Right.
dynamic of views that society has placed, he has no say because she doesn't have his last name.
That's
But
crazy.
we
So
we were
look,
talking as if she did.
right. So here's my thing. Like I'm the type of person and I feel like that this system is not for us, right? This is not how the creator meant for it to be. So like I was talking to one of my homies at work, shout out Nico, and she was saying, "Oh, she hardly didn't have on no clothes and they say that you're supposed to be dressing decent." But my thing is like I don't think like other people either, got it. So I'm like, we were put here without any clothes, right?
Not only that, but it's a self-reflection. So my breasts, yeah, it might attract somebody to look at me a little bit closer, but that is just my vessel. That has nothing to do with me. So whether or not you're attracted to me does little for me. So when a guy tells
Exactly.
me, "Ooh, baby, you made my hard,"
Oh my God.
yay, I'm so excited. That that's an insult to me.
That's
It means
crazy.
that I serve very little value outside of a sexual release for you. But men don't see it that way. And I understand the male perspective of why, if you don't want us to think that way, why do you put it out? because I
But
want you to think that way, but I just want you to be intelligent in how you give it to me. Don't come to me like I'm a hoe.
right, I need to
It's
see if you're intellectual. That's what I need to see, you know?
yes,
So it's a difference between
make my
male.
mind wet before you make me wet.
Right. It's a difference between males and men, you know. And I'm not fit to do the alpha male, beta male thing, you know, fuck that. It depends on who you with. That's that whoever
All
you with, that's what you got to deal with. You could
all
you could
men are alpha
categorize
beta. All
right,
men are
yeah.
alpha beta. You
No,
yourself are
but
an alpha beta. It just depends on the personality and it just depends on the situation in which you
at
place
that
yourself.
time, right,
So
right.
I just that red pill, blue pill shit, sorry, stuff
No,
is
no,
just
it's
ridiculous.
bullshit. Yeah. I agree. I agree 100% with you. You're not gonna get an argument out of me. But so this is what I'm going to ask you, and I want to know, do you want to have some fun?
That's a loaded question, but we can try.
Okay. So if you could build a bay, right? And you get to pick all the traits that you want your bay to have. You could pick 5 people, dead or alive, and you could take any traits or attributes or anything that you like from this person, and you could build your perfect man. So looks, brains, whatever you like, dorkiness, whatever your man is. It's kind of like build a bear, but it's build a bay. Build your bay today, and you don't even have to spend $100. Let's go.
All right. So let's see. He is going to be over 6 foot. I do prefer about 350 plus in size.
Okay.
Uh, he's got to be linguistic, saposexual, I believe is the word, right?
Right.
Just a
He's in
very
love
word
with your
driven.
mind, sapiosexual. Yes, I
Yes.
got it.
And he needs to have a dominating spirit because I want to be dominated in the bedroom. Um, but he's also got to be able to address his feminine side because sometimes I'm gonna want to go to Michael's and get some crafts, and I want him to be involved in that too.
Right. That's cool.
Was that five?
So yeah, so I like all those traits, but you gotta pick you gotta put yourself on blast and say, hey, I want a guy that's tall like Derrick Rose. Like that. That's how we play the
Oh,
game.
okay. So, hmm, that could be dangerous. Let's see. I'm gonna just keep it in the game. Okay, let's see. I want somebody who talks like Germ. Uh, because I don't do celebrities. I gotta
I
keep
got
it
I
local.
I got you. That's cool.
So he's got to be able to antagonize but still calm the waters like Germ. Um, he's got to have the dominating personality like Dolly. Um, but he's got to love me like Styles from Brunch
Okay.
Hour. Um,
Shout out to the Brunch Hour podcast because I think they doing a thing on a relationship tip.
yeah,
Shameless
so,
plug.
and I don't mean any disrespect to Styles' wife.
Right, I,
I'm
I
just saying
understand.
that I want that kind of love. Um, so let's see, we've got the mind of Germ, we've got the dominance of Dolly, we've got the love of Styles. He's got to have the Papa Bear personality like Chris from Blurred's Eye View.
Okay.
Um, and let's see. Um, he's got to be real like Raw from All
Okay.
on the Table.
All right, cool. That's what's up. those are good traits, and those are all excellent podcasts.
Yes.
That's what's up. Go, go, goddess. Go, goddess. Go, goddess. Go, goddess. So, is there anything that you wish you knew before starting your podcast?
No,
Is it
no. I have to experience hands-on.
right?
And so I really got thrown into the deep end. And because I was different, I did get an opportunity to speak to a lot of people that I wouldn't have had an opportunity to before. You know what I'm saying? Like I was granted audience with some of these people who have been in the game for a while. And it's because I was new and I'm bright, you know.
Right,
Not just skin. I'm not talking about my skin, but I'm just
right,
I'm
right.
but then as soon as I introduced myself, life just went. So you guys got to really watch me go through a healing season too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel that podcasting is very therapeutic. It is. No matter what you're going through, you'll come across somebody that can help you regardless of the situation. You just gotta distinguish what is beneficial and what to let go. If it don't apply, let it fly, you know?
Right. But you have to give yourself grace too, because we're human and it doesn't work that way. You know, just because we have been taught to take it on the chin, that's not fair, because it doesn't give you any space to be yourself and to heal. It just means get up and get over it. And I don't believe in that. And I won't support that.
I don't need that. I believe that the easiest thing to do is be yourself. So whatever turmoil, whatever problems that you have, you've been riding with yourself however many years, and hopefully during that time frame that you've been among the living, that you have learned to obtain something and grow from it. You know,
Hmm.
that's just
That
how I
is
feel.
true. Yeah.
That's how I feel. So walk us through an episode of your show. What would an episode be depending on the day? High energy, low energy, regular. Walk us through it.
There's no way to walk you through it because it all depends on the energy of the vibe between me and my guest or whatever I'm feeling.
Right.
There's times that it's just me, and usually in those times I'm probably sad. You know, and so
Oh,
I'm releasing, and so I'm releasing in a positive way. Because after I do the show, like if I post something by myself, once I post it, I forget it. I don't go back and visit the show. I don't look at the metrics. I don't care about any of that. I literally am here just because I feel that my perspective is going to benefit somebody, not to take away from anybody else's, but just to present the opportunity that it's okay for multiple people to have different views at the same table and we not hurt each other or call
exactly.
each other names.
Right.
People call each other names all the time when they get mad. I don't get that.
Yeah, that's wasted energy.
Yeah.
It's wasted energy. Yeah. So, how many episodes have you done?
Mm, I think I've done 20.
That's good. Some people don't make it past 10 or 5.
Oh, no, no, no. I think I've got about 20. I've already started creating graphics for the episodes I want to do when I am able to return. I hit a little bit of a financial situation, so StreamYard is not where I want to be right now.
I
Um,
understand.
but I I am really motivated to talk because I'm watching some of these other people speak, and it's like I stated, it's nothing wrong with it from their view. It just doesn't allow room for much growth. And I would much rather look at a man as a man than a wallet. But I'm not given a large audience because of societal view that the man is supposed to be the provider. But there's room for him to provide in a different avenue than just financial. And people have to, not that they have to, I don't want to ever tell people what they need to do, but there are different dynamics, there are different views where the man is not as integral to the lead position as he is the team. And I spoke on that earlier with Germ.
Right. It's all about team. I feel like as a man, not a male, as a man, if you lead properly, the woman will follow. That's just how I feel. And I'm not saying this from a misogynistic
Misogynistic,
perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not saying it from that perspective. I'm saying that if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and that woman has faith in you, trust you, you've shown her that you're a leader and you hold it down, regardless of any type of money. Just say the world went black tomorrow and you had to survive and hunt for food. Is this somebody I'm gonna be safe with? You understand?
I I just want to step away from that responsibility because it just places an unnecessary burden and pressure on the man that I'm supposed to be building a future with. And so if he loses his job, he's going to be afraid to tell me. He's going to be afraid because he's going to think that I'm going to see him as less than. And that's not the case. Then we just change our view. We go hustle together. I
Right,
never want any man that I'm with to feel that his job makes him my man. As long as I trust you, you're honest with me, and when we get into the bed at the end of the night, I know that I can cuddle up next to you and feel safe. All the rest of that is fancy parsley. And I want my man to feel safe. And I said, because I think of us as gods and goddesses, I don't think of us as kings and queens. So, in
right,
that respect, my man, as he walks with me, become the footprints in the sand because we together, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I got
it's
it.
just, we are what we need. And so I want him to feel secure as a man. But if he's comfortable enough, which if he's with me, I would hope he would be, I want him to feel pretty too. And I'm going to go out of my way to make sure he feels pretty too, because I want him to do that for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, if you're a man out there, um, Goddess to a Demon is not single. She's healing right now, but this is definitely the type of woman that you should be looking for because she is your rib. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be. And I, men don't get the respect and the space that they need. And I want to be a different voice out there for them. Not to take away from the douche canoes who treat women like,
You can
property and
say
base.
douchebag, douche,
I, I like
douchebag.
I like douche canoe, but
Okay.
it still allows the space that there are men really succeeding. And if the man comes to me and he's at McDonald's, if I have a vibe off your energy and we connect, I don't eat McDonald's, but I'll fuck with a man who works at McDonald's. I don't care. It's not that for me. And I think more people should feel that way, but that's my opinion. I only speak for me.
Right. I was about to go into a story, but I dare not say it on this platform. I'll tell you when we get off of here. But I don't want to put that out there because I don't want to make it bad for nobody else. But yeah, I hear you. I'm about substance. That's it. Um, I'm married, happily married. My wife has substance. We respect each other's boundaries, and social media don't dictate nothing in our home. Nothing. You know,
Yeah,
because because it's different players involved in your home and your relationship dynamic. So it, I think it's senseless to I look at social media as amusement, but it's
it
also
can
sad.
be.
It's sad at the same time.
I think that it's desensitizing us. And because there's so many people that manipulate it, it really makes it hard for those who genuinely are just out here trying to get ahead because everybody's got their hand out. And now it's going to get even more harder to distinguish what's real and what's not due to the advancements of AI. And it's going to take a lot of discernment, and a lot of people are going to get got from you know, from the perspective of a scam because
Based on their
nobody
greed and
communicates.
physical desires, right?
Right, right. And I, I just, I am excited about the AI advancements. I'm excited about everything that we're doing. But the more that we use our mouths, and communicate, the less it's going to be able to confuse us. But
I
nobody's ready
agree.
to
I
have
mean,
that conversation yet.
it's common sense, and common sense is not too common, you know?
Absolutely. But
So
everybody has it. They just don't know how to utilize it the right way because common sense is only common to those you have in common. So it's not going to be the same in everybody's
pause.
reality.
Right. Everybody difference. Um shout out to all the people that slide in DMs and all of that. Like I find it offensive sometimes. Like I'm like, what? Like, please, like, why you want to give me money? Something from nothing leaves nothing, you know?
I've had a lot of um propositions, hey, I'll kick you $500 if you send me a video, or hey, I'll give you some money because, send me some pictures because they know they've seen my post, right? And I, I'm just not that girl. I used to be because I was in that mindset of that lack mindset. And if you want to help me come from a genuine place, I don't mind showing my pictures to people. Like I said, my body is a vessel. It has nothing to do with me. But
Right.
don't try to use that as a carrot in order to gain access because you're misconstruing and not understanding that you're not gaining access. You're
Right.
gaining vision. You're
So
gaining vision, not access.
right. So exactly. So like I've been sexually active since my teens. I'll just say that. My early teens, right?
Mhm.
And after the first time, and maybe two or three more times after that, um, it's kind of the same, but the only difference is new conquest. So at the age I am now, like, please, you know what I'm saying? But to my credit, I'm older, I'm married, I'm settled down, and all of that. But if I was single, I wouldn't be jumping through hula hoops doing a lot of this tomfoolery. You understand?
I respectfully would just let anybody know that I am not a girl that you could just sleep with. I
Right,
no longer am interested in casual sex. And it's not to say that I'm looking to get married because I'm not. But I I'm not gonna just put some random guy's rod in my mouth either. You have to be special. And if you're not special, you don't gain entry. And a lot of men don't understand that. And I just want to go on record too and say, do not send me pictures of your D. Like it. I don't like it at all.
Right, right. I feel that. I feel that. Hey, and for the record, I have not sent anything disrespectful to goddesses DMs. Never ever.
No,
Never
no.
ever ever ever
I
ever.
would say that you was very outward driven, not a my friend here.
Right.
I
Thank you.
just and I speak to that because a lot of guys will be like, hey, how you doing? Here's my penis.
Wow. That's lame.
And
What you
you're like,
gotta
what am I
what you
supposed to
gotta
do with
what
that?
you gotta do? Go to the bathroom.
And I'm gonna be honest, and I know this is probably gonna upset some people. They don't all look like this, but I've seen so many in my life that I just associate the male genitalia to sad elephant trunks. So if you send me a picture of your penis, I just think you're sad and
Right.
I need to love you. Not in that way. But it's just I didn't ask for it, but you gave it to me.
Right.
I'm a shower. I'm a giver, not a receiver.
That's what's popping. So, are you ready to have a little more fun?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is a game that we play. Either or, right? Either
Uh-oh.
or. So one or the other. Um, you pick, and then whichever answer you pick, you just elaborate on it. It ain't gonna be like 21 questions, but okay, sex or intimacy?
Intimacy.
Why?
Um, Intimacy is a real exploration of energy. And if you can have a proper energy exchange, it's just the most exhilarating thing ever.
Okay. Next. Do you appreciate a man in a good suit approaching you or somebody like, dressed regular? What's most
I
attractive, a man in a suit or regular?
Every man is attractive. If he approach, it's again, it's how you carry yourself. So if you want to,
Either, either
that I
or.
can't. That is
So
not a
look, you
fair
could you could
because
you could pick.
I don't
I
have a
mean,
preference. It's not
so
fair. I just love a confident man. So come to me as you are. It just, I I'm not gonna be fun in those kind of games because it's too definitive.
right. So
Because
look,
like
so here, so
my
so here's
squish
the
would not be in a suit, but if my
but
buka might have been,
right.
you
So
know.
so I'm just saying, just for the sake of the game,
Oh
imagine
my
your
God,
buka or your swish. Are they more attractive in a suit or regular clothes?
close.
Okay. See that there you go. All
I
right.
wanted to say naked, but that's just a different topic.
Okay. Okay. Last but not least. Are you a fan of Groku or Gizmo?
Gizmo. You mean
Yeah.
the gremlin? Oh,
Yeah, Gizmo
it
from Gremlins or Groku from The
oh,
Mandalorian.
Gizmo. Is that even a question? Is that
Yeah, it's
even
a
a
question.
comparison? Absolutely not. I do not get into none of this. When it comes to Gizmo, it is me and Gizmo to the end, my guy. Don't you ever try to come between me and Gizmo, okay? Don't ever let that come into your mind. Let that never even become a question, okay, Groku? That doesn't even sound healthy. That sounds like somebody who's been vegan their whole life who needs Jesus, okay? Let's never disrespect the kids, okay? Never, never.
That's what's poppin'. So if you could leave some with the listeners of Riders Live, what would it be?
If I could do what?
If you could leave some with the listeners of Riders Live, which is my podcast, what would it be?
You are not responsible for the vision everybody else holds of you. You are only responsible for yourself. And if they can't accept that, then you take a break and you make sure that you continue to only see you for you. And then revisit them later because you're worth it. And the world is so much better with you here. There
I
you
agree.
go.
So where can people find you on social media and where can they find your podcast?
Well, I am on all streaming platforms. Like I said, I am on a hiatus right now, but I am still pretty active on TikTok, and that's under Deconstructed Goddess. And I'm also on Instagram under Goddess to a Demon, and then Facebook as well is just the carryover from Instagram, which is Deconstructed Goddess.
That's
So,
what's up. And tell them the name of your podcast once more.
the name of my podcast is Healing Out Loud, Unhinged While Anchored. Um, and it's the cutest picture ever.
That's what's poppin'. So y'all heard it here on Riders Live. Got us to a demon. Hey, I'm glad you came through for the show. I appreciate you. Hopefully I can return the
Absolutely.
favor one day.
Absolutely. I'll have you over as soon as I get back. As
That's
soon as
what's
I'm back to
poppin'.
the studio.
That's what's poppin'. All right. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.